Sister Ruth, as the smoldering ashes of Eli Watts are left there on the hill, I am wondering, first of all, if you had any plans for those ashes.
Um, nope. I think the satisfaction of watching them burn is enough.
That's just fine.
I might say a prayer, might not.
Slowly begins to blow away in the wind. And I think I need to ask specifically here, are you saying a prayer or not?
Hmm. She would. She would. She'd pull a good book out. But she wouldn't pray for the thing that came back. She would she would only pray for the man that was.
So you do that. You're standing there praying on the hill, reading out of the book, and feels as though the wind changes, and you get this sort of scent of lilac that you've not smelled in quite a while. That you're trying to place, and then you hear a voice behind you that that says, "Now that was very Christian of you, very kind." This is a very familiar voice to you,
Uh
female voice.
uh-huh. I turn around because I need to see it with my own eyes.
So you see before you the figure of another nun. This one being the one with whom you served during the war and what seemed to be the very paragon of her brand of spirituality.
Is she in her robes?
She is.
Jesus. Okay. uh I nod. Sister.
Hmm. Sister, you seem to be doing me well.
I'm trying.
No, I'm glad. I can see that you are. And the fact that you even were able to have mercy for, you know, the likes of, you know, this. And she says, sort of gesturing as the more ash is flying away.
Well, somebody's got him.
I'm very glad. But I do have to warn you about something. I don't know how much time I have right now. It's difficult. See, now I know you know all too well what happened back during Gettysburg, and that affected things on a very fundamental level. It's very difficult for the forces of heaven to get anything through. So they try to do their best with their servants, like myself and like you. They've invested in you. I'm not trying to make you feel put upon here. You do. I need you to. I'm telling you this because there's something that they want me to let you know.
They.
See, they only noticed because of one of the ones that you helped quite recently.
I'd like to think I've helped quite a lot of people recently.
when you channel your light, we don't, the forces of heaven, they don't want to discriminate against whoever it is. They leave that judgment up to you. But there is one whom you have assisted today that they need to warn you about. One of the men you helped.
I see. And what,
You improved his accuracy, I think?
I did. And what,
there was more
tell,
than...
are they interested in him for?
No. And I think there was more than one that you helped in that fashion, but it's one of them. They're having trouble communicating out to this far where I am at this point because of what they have done. And she's so just sort of gesturing sort of earthward. When they took over the hunting grounds when they were released all those years ago. So heaven tries to get through what it can. And after over a decade, summoning up the necessary energies, finding the nearest crack through which they could actually send someone, they managed to get a member of the heavenly host through. And one of the men you helped today immediately slew them. This was a few years back.
I see. And I'm supposed to take this information and what?
You need to be careful. Heaven does not look too kindly upon that one that you assisted. Because of this, there was rather a lot of great import that was taking place at that time, and I don't think he realized it. And not all is lost as a result, but they could have really, you could have really used the aid of a member of the heavenly host down here, and now we don't have that. So humanity is going to have to try to take up that burden when the time comes.
I don't know if it makes any bit of difference, but when I woke up this morning, I didn't know there was any heavenly host. I went about my day doing my job to the best that I could, not knowing that there was anybody on my side.
Why do you think you can do what you do?
I don't know. I remember when we were Sisters of Mercy, we weren't allowed to ask questions. We followed blindly. I don't do that anymore. I have a single job. You told me that. My job as a nun is to ease suffering. And he was suffering.
I'm not saying you did the wrong thing, and I am saying again that those forces do trust you enough to make that judgment. It's your light you're sharing. It's up to you what you do with it.
And what, pray tell, would be needed to bring forth another heavenly figure?
Oh, that's going to take some time, and that's not, unless things get very dire, that's not something we're going to ask of you. There is.
Oh, and you said Willie is able to be possibly saved?
Maybe. It's very difficult. He's on a knife's edge. I don't have the full picture.
Well, sister, we've both been on knife's edge before.
I do know he has just had more attention called to him. The demons, Manitous, whatever you want to call them, have rather specific focus on him now. Because of just from today on.
Well,
it's not going to make it any easier.
Well, you tell them not to worry. Because Sister Ruth is watching.
I'm glad. I don't have much time, but I will tell you, you may need to see to the child.
Child?
You'll know what that means when the time comes. It's part of the fallout of what we were talking about. That is what the host was after. The child.
A child? I will be on the lookout for such a child.
I have faith that you are up to this. You always have been. You are doing me very proud.
You used to say that as you'd whip my knuckles.
Well, sunk in, didn't it?
I guess so.
She fades away.
I'm going to kick the last of the dust away into the wind. For good damn measure.
It floats off. And just as it reaches the edge, you can almost think you hear... Is it the sound of someone chuckling? It's hard to say.
Oh Lord, I see what brings me here. It's a mother to all my wanderings. The valleys green will age with me. Its dirt will shine and linger. And girls will come in fair.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Marshall Jim. Some folks call me Doc. And welcome to Deadlands. We just had another delightful interlude, and I am ready to dig into this tonight. Let's go around and say hello to the posse. And once again, we shall start with Pope. Hello.
Hey, everybody, Pope here. It's good to be back in the Weird West, especially after that little piece of unpleasantness. Cheers, everyone. Let's see what the next step is, shall we?
And because I enjoy changing things up a bit, I'm going to continue going clockwise and this time say hello to Greg. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Jim? Hello, fellow posse members. I'm sure that earlier interlude was completely false. I'm, wiping the brow there. It felt kind of personal there for a bit. I'm glad it's not.
Is that because your name was said many times?
I heard Billy. I you know, the mind out here in the
NPC
dust.
Billy.
It plays tricks on you. I don't like to have to. Anyway, I'm playing the outlaw Willie Kenner. No way associated with Billy that you heard in the prelude. I am a bit of a gunslinger, and I'm here to be a God-fearing man. Back to you, Jim.
What I love is that we actually only said your name once.
Yeah, except for that private chat.
Just one. Well, yes, there was a bit of it going back and forth in private chat. I didn't look in there, but it's a name that sounded remarkably like Willie was said at least once during that scene. But let us continue moving on and say hello to Lauren. Hello.
Hi, Jim. I'm not concerned about anything. Why would I be? I'm very normal, and that's it. Lauren, that's Salty Ginger playing Valentine DuPont.
Awesome. Excellent. Incidentally, folks, go check out our Twitter if you would like to see a picture thereof, because it is gorgeous.
Yeah, the artwork's amazing.
Wonderful. And Stephen, hi.
Howdy, Jim. How are you? I'm playing Elijah Hunt DuPont, and he is now, I guess, crossroads now. He's got his man. He's dead. So now there's probably a new chapter in his life, and he's ready to hit the road or do what we got to do. So let's see how this goes tonight.
Excellent. We shall indeed. And finally, to our to the wonderful person behind our nun, Dot. Hello.
Hi, I'm Dot. I'm your neighborly nun here in the Wild West, just, you know, talking to spirits and all that. It's fine. It's fine.
It's
Amen.
Fine. Why not? Yeah, everything's fine. Everything is absolutely great.
Amen.
No problems whatsoever.
Yep.
Awesome. So last time, you folks managed to gun down the demon Eli Watts, who was causing a certain degree of unrest. Many an issue. Murdered several people, and apparently was obsessed with death, and was in fact himself dead, because apparently turns out that the marshal had in fact shot him and killed him when they had last met, but it didn't take. And he came back much more upset, and on some kind of recruitment drive. He didn't really specify exactly what it was that he was doing. He did tell Val that he was trying to impress somebody. And evidently he also summoned a Gabriel Hound, or Hellhound type creature, to go after Marshal Elijah. But that also didn't take, fortunately. They managed to wrangle the dog. They managed to finally, it was Willie that shot Eli Watts through the head, put him down. Now, however, it's things are going to perhaps calm down a little, and you have a little time for a change. There is an impetus. Each of you have a reason to get on the road to the town of Desperation, but you've got now a little time here in Fletcher Hill that you can, if you like, you can do things. It's a very small town, very tiny, but they do have a saloon. They have they have a trading post. You already know about their beautiful cemetery. And there's a livery nearby, and there's a and that's actually it. Actually, no, that's mostly it. There's a telegraph office, and that's mostly it. This town's got like 20, 30 people. Everyone else is like farmsteaders out, sort of a little further out, very widespread. Town only exists because the farmsteaders and such needed a place to collect their mail. But it's on the Santa Fe Trail, so it gets enough traffic that it warrants having a few things here. So as the sun gets low and we're heading toward evening, what would you folks like to do?
Drink.
Yeah.
That sounds good, Val. Let's see about getting a drink. And maybe the saloon has a couple of rooms we could rent. I could also use a bath. Too much dead things.
You could just roll around in the dirt.
Joke. Right.
Who said it was a joke?
Well,
it's really an effective method of getting rid of stank.
My vest and my hat say otherwise. So, drink. All right.
I need one.
You don't, but sure.
All right.
He's got to keep moseying forward.
How about we head on into the saloon, get a few drinks, see about a couple of rooms, maybe a friendly game or two.
Jim, I need some bird shit.
Well, as it happens, there are a number of crows hanging around. That there seem to be, ever since you burned that body, there seem to be a lot of them just sort of kind of circling and sitting on some of the nearby trees, just kind of hanging out. So that that for which you seek is likely beneath them.
Okay, so Willie is going to just wait until these crows feel a natural compulsion to expel, and then he is going to take a pinch or three of said crow shit and mosey on over to the telegraph office.
All right. So yeah, they take a moment after they finish staring at you with that sort of accusing look of, why did you burn that perfectly good corpse? They kind of are preening for a little while, and then ultimately nature takes its course, and you see upon the ground the substance you seek.
He will take it, and then if he can, he is going to mosey on over to the telegraph office, and where the wire exits the house or the hub, he is going to just take his glove and reach up and smear that bird shit right along the connective area of the wire. It's an effective way of keeping telegraphs from leaving for 8 to 12 hours.
Well, that's good to know. So I will say the sheriff, probably after you gunned down Watts, probably did send a telegram to just notify folks of that, just so you folks could collect on your reward, because that might be helpful. Does anyone, by the way, recall? Because I currently don't, if we actually set a reward for Eli Watts.
I think it's $1 million.
If someone would like to roll a d6 for me, I will tell you how much it will be.
Not it.
Have a think that the person who put them down should probably roll that.
Shit. We should have Billy the NPC roll.
Yeah,
Damn.
I know, right? So the reward for Watts was $1,000. So the way that there are a few different ways they can work this. It's being put up. I think it's probably coming out of Denver. So one thing they could arrange, since I'm going to assume you kind of took a little, you talked to the sheriff a little bit, and he kind of was like, okay, well, they can, if you're headed to we can have a courier. They can have, you can go pick it up in Denver, or you can have a courier come down with it to wherever you're headed.
They can bring it to Desperation.
They can.
Yeah.
They got Pony Express. They can do that.
Yeah, Desperation.
They will do that.
Perfect. So they're going to meet us in Desperation.
Yep.
Nice. Will they also take letters out?
Yeah, they'll be there. So that's. I mean, they may ask you for money at that time.
Fun fact:
to send a letter. But,
mail was upon delivery. You had to pay to get your mail.
Oh, that makes sense.
For the for the U.S. Postal Service, I would assume that is correct. You know if that was also correct of if they were hiring a service, like if they were using Pony Express for something like this, or
Pony Express most of the time. However, if you were trying to be kind, or if it was bad news, it was a courtesy to pay at least part of what was ahead. But because you didn't know what routes they were taking and how many days in transit, you always had to pay some upon delivery.
Okay. All right, cool. No, that's good. That's good. So what's going to happen then is that you won't, you're basically going to get 1,000 minus the delivery fee. And then they will gladly take a letter for you wherever you want it to go.
Great. Okay, perfect.
They're generally the only ones primarily fast enough that they're going to trust to go state to state.
Yep.
Right now, especially across the territory that you're currently in.
Yep.
Wild Southwest is wild for a reason.
Right. Correct. Okay. Cool. Perfect. That's all. Yeah. The sister is behind the idea of somebody meeting us there.
Yep. All right. So yeah, there is a saloon. It is a very small saloon because again, this town, like I said, doesn't have many people in it. It's not a place that people generally go to stay, or they don't go for the town. This is usually a place they stop on their way somewhere. So it's about the size. It's a big shack. It's about the size of for those who might, for whatever reason, be familiar with the layout of Deadwood, North Dakota. This would be kind of analogous to the size of the number 10 saloon there, Tom Nuttall's bar. So this is about like that, only it's more sort of wide than long.
They killed Hickok.
Yep. That's so yeah, that location basically, it's about that size. So you've got there's a small bar. There's like a table or two and some chairs crammed in, a couple of bar stools, and that's pretty much it. It is pretty much almost an open air thing. There's an awning that rolls down basically when they want to close. They don't leave much of value in there. It is the Wild Crocus Saloon.
So this is like a deck party? We're like outside under the stars? Wild Crocus.
I mean, you can be in the saloon if you want. There's room in it.
No, that's gonna be outside drinking.
Elijah goes straight for the bar.
So you see, as the sun is setting, you see some folks sort of hanging around. Not a huge number of folks, but you do see there's basically a few folks that look like farmers, basically who have decided to come and wet their whistle. Some of those folks. There are one or two couriers. Just a few other folks just kind of hanging out. Judge Clark is still here and drinking, because that is what some suspect his primary hobby, if not his actual profession, if pillaging is in fact a hobby. So he is also here. I think that Reverend Baines does not drink, so he is going to say good night to you folks, and he knows some folks at one of the farms nearby that he's going to be spending the night with. So he's going to be off doing that, and he will meet you again in the morning so that he can join you on your trip to Desperation. Well, he had a lot of bodies to burn and a lot of prayers to say, and he is a teetotaler for the most part. He basically he kind of, I think if you ask him that, he's just sort of like, I used to, but not these days. No, gotta stay alive. So he will bid you all adieu, unless there's anything you wanted to say to him or talk to him about before he heads off.
I say we get whiskey, cards, and Willie's going to get a seat in the, if this is a deck, like the corner that doesn't have back access. Like this mention of Wild Bill Hickok has got him spooked a bit.
Yeah.
So he's going to sit and make sure, and then the hat comes down and the scar gets hid a bit as he pulls his shit up, and he's having fun, but
I'm just going to also do this now because I have a terrible desire to, and it's a canon thing. So those of you with a cult who were part of that conversation, as Elijah and Willie were heading toward the bar, may roll it if they wish. And if you get a raise, I may tell you something.
I got a 5, and I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, 9 with the wild die.
All right. Yeah. Remember, you don't add those together. It's whichever one of those.
Oh,
is
5.
higher.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I said that. Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, the only stuff you add together is typically it's for damage.
Damage. Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically the there are folks occasionally who, from what you've heard up in sort of the area around Deadwood, that they've occasionally seen, like maybe the ghost of Hickok, that kind of thing, fairy fairy story type deals. Yeah, as you folks are heading to the bar, you have behind the bar is a woman who seems to be in like her 40s. Her hair pulled back. She has black hair and tan skin. She looks up and smiles and says, evening. We're going to get you.
Howdy, ma'am. Give us whiskey. And lots of it, please.
Yeah.
Wine?
Wine for the sister.
No, we got.
I apologize, sister. Wine for the sister.
What?
We got whiskey and tequila, and we've got a thing that I'm hesitating to call beer that we just got in, but might be beer.
From the corner, Willie. Yes.
Yes, we'll take it.
One of each, then.
I simply nod.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sister. They might be. Hey, at anyone? She just sort of looks, and she just kind of is. Actually, I'm going to roll NPC reaction real quick to see if she actually is going to. Let's see how kindly disposed she is going to be. All right, she's okay. She sort of is looking up, and kind of glances over toward. Hey, Ralph, and you see an older guy who's sitting in the opposite corner. Sort of leans forward. He's got gray hair, iron gray hair. He says, leans forward. Yeah, Pauline. Have do you get any wine in? And let's see, Dot. I would like you to choose either red or
God.
black.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I choose black.
Okay, please draw a card.
Oh. Okay. Single card. Draw.
All right. Please reveal to us this card. So
Oh, I see it. Yeah, it's down there at the bottom. It's red.
No, I just no, I'm sorry. We just sold the last bottle, but we should be getting more in the morning. Got a thing of champagne.
Maybe in another life.
How much for the bottle of champagne?
Yeah.
Pope, why do you even bother asking how much shit is? Your guy's crazy rich. It's like riding around with Tony Stark.
I'm trying to be fair to these people.
Let's just go into a town and take over their entire economy, shall we? I think bottles of good whiskey in this setting are what, like $10, something like that? $10, $20?
The good stuff. I think it's about somewhere between 8 and 10.
Okay. Champagne it's actually this is a California champagne, and so it's going to be $8. He says so. $8.
All right. Just puts it on the table, takes the champagne.
He says, "I'll be right back, sir," because he has to go and get it.
Okay, so $8 on the table.
Yeah, she and Pauline will watch it. We'll watch the $8 for him as. And so Ralph goes off. You see him heading to the trading post, taking and he taking out a key. So apparently, this is the guy in charge of the trading post. And so he's off to get the champagne. He'll be back in a moment. In the meantime, Pauline will serve up. Unless you tell her any different, she's going to give to Elijah and to Willie each 3 glasses. Well, actually, 2 glasses. She's going to stop and ask for a moment before she serves you the
Val, what are you
tequila.
drinking?
Tequila.
You're gonna need more glasses.
All right. And so she goes and she reaches for more. And tequila, I think they probably serve in shots here, unless you tell her otherwise. And you see that as she is, I think, Val, you're going to see as she's reaching up behind the bar, there actually, there are what looks like a couple of regular bottles of tequila. And then there's a bottle with like a purple label that's sitting next to it that looks slightly exciting. We're not sure what it is, but she reaches for one of the bottles next to it.
How about that one? I'll just give you what you want, Jim. I'm not difficult.
I'm just,
That one with the picture of Sammy Hagar on it.
Ma'am will take that bottle of tequila, a bottle of whiskey for them, and a bottle of whiskey for me, please. So that'll be 3.
You got it. She will set the regular bottle of tequila down. She points to the one with the purple label. Yeah, I can serve you that one if you want. It's they say it's Rattler tequila.
Yes.
All right.
That seems to do it.
Sister, just under her breath, God bless us.
She pulls that down, sets it down.
Sister, don't try and push too many miracles. We've already had enough from you today.
Elijah examines the bottle of tequila,
Okay.
looking for a rattler in it.
The Rattler tequila does not have anything in the bottom. It is it looks like tequila. There's like it's maybe a tiny bit darker than regular tequila.
Elijah, did you just look for a snake in that bottle?
Put all sorts of stuff in tequila, don't they? Like a scorpion and.
I'm once again going to call for occult rolls. Either that or academics will do for those who want to know more about the wonders of Rattler tequila.
Academics, that's my specialty. Let me.
Does it?
No, it's not.
If it gets me drunk, I don't care.
Oh, it'll do that.
I rolled a 5 again.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a rare thing that has started going around a little bit. There was apparently someone who was a big game hunter who discovered this, or rather his servant discovered this. His house sitter basically discovered this, that apparently you can take part of a Mojave rattler and make tequila with it. It is apparently, for safety reasons, they actually make sure they take out the bit of rattler. Mojave rattlers being these giant worm-like things that burrow through the Mojave and other deserts. And they're big old worms, basically. So they take that out because apparently when they found out about it, some terrible things happened at first. But it's very potent. It's like you're basically drinking. I don't know if they have a grain high enough to describe the punch that Rattler Tequila has.
You don't have to sweet talk me anymore, Jim. I'm ready to drink.
So seeing him look at this bottle, searching for the rattlesnake or the snake or the rattler on the inside, the sister just says, "They make sure to take the snake out so gentlemen like you don't choke on it."
Is that true? They take it out because they don't choke on. He kind of leads this.
Rasmus just kind of like pulls his lips down, just kind of shakes his head, and doesn't say a word.
Sister's not drinking it, but she ain't gonna stop you.
I'll believe you in 3 hours.
Who, dare I ask, is drinking from the Rattler Tequila? That's what I need to know first. All right.
I have the world's shittiest vigor, but let's go. Let's do it.
We're going to make a vigor check.
He would do a shot of it, yes, but he's mainly drinking whiskey.
Anyone who takes at least a shot of the Rattler Tequila, please roll vigor. Oh dear.
Oh, I don't feel so bad.
I'm going to re-roll my vigor check.
As you wish.
I'm doing just fine.
Which one would you like to spend?
Oh, Jesus!
Yes!
Well, that's the end of the line.
Yes!
I assume you spent a white on that?
I did. Am I allowed to spend something else?
Yes!
I'm willing.
Well, I mean, you could have spent a blue and just increased the number, but...
do I have a blue? I didn't even look.
Yeah, you had a white and 2 blues.
Do you mind if I just do the... I know
yeah, sure. If you want to have done a blue, then
shitty,
just roll a d6 so that we avoid the level of calamity and hysteria that I'm
Jim, that seems awful nice.
It does seem nice, doesn't it?
Too nice.
That's a 1. That would be a 4.
He should be tipsy right off the jump.
That's okay.
Yeah, this seems unfair.
All right, well, I'm dead. Okay.
I am all about if it's a system thing, I am all about giving folks time to adjust as need be. It's one of those things.
What you said last week.
It is what I said last week, and that's true. That is.
He stands by it. That's his story, and he's sticking to it.
And had he spent the white chip on that and gotten that snake eyes, then I would not allow any more chip spending.
I'm not serious.
There's that joking thing again. She's so good at that.
Wait, how's that work again? I forget.
That's what I wanted to ask, Jim. Are we allowed to, when we spend a chip, can we, because last week I was spending chips to roll until I got what I wanted. Am I allowed to do that?
Yes.
I can just keep spending and keep dropping the chips
unless you hit snake eyes, basically. That's
okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't just, doing something and you were like, oh okay, Greg. So I'll take the snake eyes if you want me to. I don't care.
Honestly, I mean, no. I believe you if you say that if you had known that you had blue chips, that you would have spent a blue chip on that. That's entirely fine by me. I am not so evil as to take advantage of people who are distracted out of character necessarily. At first,
You can nail me from this point forward, sure.
that's no problem. No, these are newer things. It's okay. Also, unfortunately, I'm one of those people who find it hilarious to over-explain everything. So I too was joking. But anyway, yeah. As we're so yeah, everyone who got at least a 4 or better, it has a hell of a kick. And
Should
you're
get a
now going
toast.
into this. You're now going into this aware that if you continue to drink it after like an hour or so, you're going to start suffering fatigue.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, it's a good start, and then we'll just go to whiskey.
I'm drinking champagne.
Pick the wrong damn bottle.
There is, in fact, champagne. It is brought back, and it's it is a delightful recent California champagne that is served unto you.
Well, then,
I watch them drink.
as soon as everybody has a drink, preferably not one that can fucking kill you if you drink it wrong. As soon as he sees that everybody's got something filled up in the glass or shot glass or tankard or whatever in front of them, he would then, like Elijah suggested, he would look over at the doc and sister and over at Val. Anybody want to say something? I mean, we just killed a pretty notorious outlaw. Should we celebrate such?
Doc's got the fancy words. He could try to say something. Sure.
All right. Putting me on the spot. Let's see here. Well, to Eli Watts, may you get what you deserve. And as for the rest of us, may we try to learn by his example and be better people. Yeah.
Elijah would clank the shot glass on the table and.
All right. I think that's enough about talking about dead men. I'm more interested in taking all of yours money.
What you got in mind, Doc?
Oh,
Okay.
He means cards.
Poker.
Yes.
Elijah you could tell he probably is not very good at poker. He starts to crack. He's like, well, let's get this on. I got a hell of a poker face.
I should just ride around out here for free. If at the end of every day I get to play cards with you, Doc, because I should just maybe just cut out the middleman and give it to you.
Well,
Sister, are you playing? You sit in with us with cards
I've
and liquor?
been known to play a few hands of cards.
no. Doc takes his hat off, puts it on the table, produces a number of chips, and Ori starts racking up a game.
Judge Clark will be will happily sin with you as well if you're so interested. He's very pleased. He toasted with you, and he was very pleased about the fact that Watts has been taken down.
Elijah would clasp the judge. Judge, that's one less problem we have to worry about. And he kind of slaps him on the back.
Absolutely. It's good work, Marshall. It's good work. That I have to tell you that Watts and fellows like him have been the thorn in my side for way too long. There's all manner of pain and suffering and things, well, like you saw, that are going on in these parts, and I'm just glad that we managed to reduce it at least a little bit.
Well, he's a dead son bitch now, so we ain't worried about him no more.
Got to show those people no quarter.
What, the dead?
No quarter. Indeed, the dead.
Just I like to look at things like with you gambling. We're on the good. We've done so much good today that a little bit of bad ain't gonna hurt nothing, right? That's the way I look at things.
Gambling ain't bad unless you're cheating.
Yeah.
Now
He
then,
does another shot.
since this is a narrows his eyes friendly game, $2 buy-in.
Damn,
God damn.
that's steep.
I'll buy in. If I win, all your earnings are going to the church.
And if you lose,
I like giving to charity.
Well, then you do what you like with the money. This is how I get around gambling.
Val, you in?
I don't keep anything.
You ain't playing, Val?
Cards are pointless.
If we stuck to just things that had a point, poetry wouldn't exist.
I'm not a poet.
Hmm.
You don't know it. Wait, maybe
Yeah.
you do know. How's that saying go?
Not that way.
I believe the schoolyard saying is you're not a poet till you know it.
Y'all did a fine job out there today.
Seeming a little dour, Miss Valentine. Hmm.
Come on, Val, brighten up. Take a shot with me.
All right. Well, in that case, looks like there's 5 of us playing. Starts dealing out the
So
cards.
you're gonna see. Ooh. Hey. Hey there. You folks are sitting there, you're playing poker for a bit. And after a little while, you sort of hear a sort of a cart outside.
Who's winning, Jim?
That's an excellent question. So, do we have? We need to.
Oh, I'm
do
sure
some- there-
Doc's
there-
going to win. I
Strangely
already know
enough,
why I
there's some
asked that
gambling.
question. Like
Strangely
Jude
enough,
said.
there. Let us actually let us break out the gambling rules here.
Oh yeah, there are gambling rules.
There are in fact rules for gambling. Let's
Page
go ahead and
67.
make use of those.
Nice. Okay.
All right. Let me go ahead and wander back over there to the less used page. All right. Gamblery. So, as I recall, there is a question of like you're putting up an initial stake, and it's kind of a multiplier of that.
Yes.
GH. There we go. So yes, basically, you have everyone agree on the stakes, and I heard it's $2. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And everyone in the game makes a gambling roll. The lowest total pays the highest total. Well, before everyone rolls, though, lowest total pays the highest total. The difference times the stake. The next lowest pays the second highest. The difference times the stake, and so on. If there's an odd man left in the middle, they break even. So a character who cheats. So if you want to cheat, then you add +2 to your roll.
I don't even know how to go about
And
doing that.
if a cheater rolls a critical failure, you're caught.
That's how some bitch gets shot, too.
Yeah, this is true.
So what is a gambling roll?
So
that like
that's skill. Gambling
It is a skill.
Yeah. So if you have it, then you roll that. If you don't have it, you make an unskilled roll.
And that's a -2, right?
Yeah, it's the unskilled. It's the first roll that's on there. So
Oh damn it! We don't get the.
yeah.
We don't get the. Do we get the?
You get the wild dice, yeah.
You're a
There we
wild guy.
go.
Yeah, you get the wild die.
Oh, the sister loses miserably.
Oh dear.
Hold on, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Woo, not as bad as
Okay.
the sister.
That's all
Let me roll
right.
for,
She'll guilt you guys into giving your money up to the church.
let me roll for the judge real quick.
Oh no, he don't need to roll.
Did I actually?
Wow, what a
I
roll.
I didn't give him gambling, so I'm just gonna roll unskilled.
What's
Hey!
this shit with these wild die?
Hell, damn.
I beat him though. I beat him.
Okay, so yes, you did. Yes, you did. So, if we're sitting here doing the math, as we're looking out here, lowest pays the highest total. The difference times the stake, and the next lowest, second highest, and so on. So, highest roller was Elijah. Lowest roller, it looks like, was Sister Ruth with a -1.
Yep.
So 16 times 2 is 32. So you currently owe after like in a couple of hours you owe Elijah a $32.
Of course.
And let's see.
I'm not taking that money off the sister.
That's why it's okay for me to lose.
We'll donate that. We'll donate that to church.
next highest-
Elijah's like, I'm not taking off the sister.
Yeah. She tries to give it to you multiple times. The guilt rises every time.
I'll take
So
it.
Greg, yeah, you owe Judge Clark. It looks like $20.
I will kill Judge Clark before I pay him $20.
Really? Damn.
I don't even think I've got $20. I have
I must have
$23
gotten a
left.
pocket rocket. I must have had two aces or something. I don't know what I had there.
Yeah, Erasmus is going to break even. So Judge Clark's just going to kind of laugh and say, I ain't good for it, son. You should be getting a reward in soon.
I got him covered, Judge.
Fine by me.
I'll pay him the 20.
All right.
Much like Han Solo, Willie's gun goes back in the holster under the table.
I would like to. We'll keep drinking.
I can't get any more wanted, so I can kill me a judge.
No need for that.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
He's like, Willie, let's have a shooting off. Let's have a shooting competition.
I don't think necessarily that's wise after having a couple of drinks and
That's
it
the only
being this
time I
late at
could-
night.
That's the only time I could beat him, Doc.
And it seems like a right bad use of ammo.
Considering that we're riding to desperation, I have to agree, sister.
All right.
All right, I guess for now.
Well, there's a couple of strange things that we might encounter along the way, and you might want to have those bullets.
Yeah. There are a few things you see you sort of outside. This wagon pulls by. That you after a little bit that it says Professor Gabriel Moon, wondrous concoctions.
Oh, great. Snake oil salesman.
What do you think?
And
It's all phony, Doc.
Might be.
Enough of it is phony to be a problem that they get driven out of town, and just enough of it's real that they have enough of a good reputation when they first roll in.
The sister, seeing him roll into town, the sister stands up. She looks, okay, I'm going to be bold. My rolls have been garbage tonight, so God's be with me. I stand up and I take a shot right from the bottle of the rattle tequila.
Hot damn, sister.
A 4. Okay, I made it. Whew. The sister takes a big one and she says, I'd like to know if he'd do such thing to a sister. And I waltz right out. I'm going to be his first customer.
all right, excellent. He just sort of is sort of pulling up at the actually not far from the cemetery, oddly, and he's getting down from his. You see him getting down from his wagon. He's a gentleman, sort of a He's on the thin side. He has a broad-brimmed black hat, and he's wearing a pretty vest and long coat. He does have a gun.
Surprise.
And as he gets down looking around, and says, he tips his hat. Evening, sister.
Evening. You often roll through small towns trying to sell your wares to look around. Nobody?
Oh, well, I was actually just looking to stop over for a bit, but you know, if there's, I see there's folks in the saloon there, perhaps might be interested. I'm not going to do a hard sell on you though.
It's true. And, you know, in full honesty, I heard they can't play cards for nothing.
Is that a fact?
It's true. I am a sister. I cannot tell a lie.
Well, that is very interesting. He extends his hand. Gabriel Moon.
I do not shake back. I simply, nod. Sister Ruth Ramus. Now, you've come quite a long way with such a business. What you got for sale?
Well, it's a lot of it. I am a reseller for Hellstrom Industries. He says, sort of gesturing to another sort of plaque that's on the cart. So we have quite a few different tinctures, quite a few different elixirs, and a few other devices for folks who might need it. Might come in handy for them.
I see. Well, what might you have in there for a sister?
That is an excellent question. What would I have in here for a sister?
Now, you wouldn't hustle me, would you?
Heaven forbid. He's looking through. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to open up the side of it.
Okay.
There's a potential customer here.
Right. Yeah.
And you're going to see there's this sort of thing, this crank that he turns, and these shelves come out.
Gosh.
And you see they're carrying these. This is mostly different little bottles of all manner of things. As he's just sort of looking, let's see, we have we have a palliative balm, we have a restoration elixir, we have
these look like the real deal.
Well, they look like to you basically they look like they look like bottles of elixir, and they do have they have the Hellstrom Industry labels on them, so they are probably well, they're in the right bottles.
Okay.
They look like the real deal. It depends on how much experience you've had with the sort of the weird science alchemical stuff that they put out.
I haven't.
It's largely the same sort of stuff that Smith and Robard sells through their catalog.
Okay. The sister would say,
competition.
I have a special request. You wouldn't happen to have any holy water in there, would you?
Holy water, eh?
It's hard to find this far out.
I might. I presume that it's for services?
You presume well.
Now Jim is going to make a roll now as this person is trying to read you.
Great.
So let's see. Yes, I'm gonna roll one of these and one of these. Okay. Are you at all hedging here as to your purpose?
I mean, it was a genuine question. I was interested to know if he had holy water for sale, though I am definitely trying to figure out if he's totally conning people.
Okay, yeah. Make a notice roll.
Okay, I think I can do that. Oh, I can. Something else. An
Oh,
8.
yeah. There is more to this person than meets the eye.
Oh.
But he seems to be genuinely, this person is very good, you think, at hiding his true intentions. A lot better than a snake oil salesman should have to be. But
That's interesting.
he does seem, at least as though, as far as this exchange goes, it doesn't seem as though he has anything to lose by through it.
Sure.
But perhaps it seems as though that just behind that, indeed that question of about the holy water, it's more along the lines of, it seems as though he knows things, and that's why he wants to be sure. What sorts of things he knows, it's hard to say.
Wonderful. So he's more than meets the eye, that's for sure.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you don't have any in stock, it wouldn't be any kind of surprise.
I have one bottle.
Oh.
And as long as it's going to a good cause, I would be happy to give it to you.
What better cause is there than that of the Lord?
Of course. One wonders.
Yes, he does. I say under my breath. I'll take it, since I did just hustle my way out of that poker game in there. And I reference once again to the bar.
That's fair. More than fair. And he will reach in, and you hear him sort of opening a compartment. Here you go. And you see he has this vial.
Yeah, genuine holy water. The sister will take it and, of course, pay him anything that he.
Oh, he's giving it to you.
Oh, great, wonderful. She says, "Bless you, kind sir. Your services are much appreciated."
Much obliged. And, should you know anyone who might have an interest in elixirs or other new science devices, you can have them come to me. I'll be here for the evening. He starts cranking things in.
The sister turns and doesn't say much else and walks back into the.
He will actually, as you're turning around, he says, did you point me in the direction of the livery, by the way? Need to give Horace a rest here.
Yeah, the sister. I'm guessing it's pretty. This is small town, so it should be able to just point,
you
right?
actually, it's not far. It's actually not far from the way in. There's a little side road that goes up to it.
Yep, I kind of point and gesture.
Ah, that's the livery. All right, excellent. Thanks very much.
Mm.
And you see him turns back and he's locking things up.
The sister walks back.
Okay.
So I'm guessing he's going to park up there for the night.
Yeah, he's gonna basically he's gonna take his horse over, and then he might do further business, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, right. My hope was he was going to come on in and think, let's hustle him around the table. It's fine. Sister comes back.
He'll probably be in a little bit, but he's gonna take care of his horse first.
Yeah, the sister will come back and say, "Well, he was selling something."
Did you buy what he was selling?
I convinced him to give me some holy water.
Good. Guess that's good, right?
I might have even convinced him to come in and sit down and play a couple hands with the worst cardsman I ever seen.
Well, shit. Pope. the doc already owes the judge $20 on my behalf. I'm not sure if I should sully the gambling gods anymore with mine.
I don't want to square that away. Don't need to run ragged tonight.
Well, I was just thinking. We were walking in here, Doc, you were talking about you got yourself a watering hole in Desperation, correct?
Yes. As part of a different game I played back in Denver, I ended up getting ownership of a gambling hall in Desperation.
Well, you keep tabs of my tab, and when we get to Desperation and you need yourself the ability to make sure that your lovely drinking establishment has the least amount of teeth and brains on the walls, well, I can work off any good debt with protection, security, and general peace of mind. I'm good at that. Quiet.
We'll see just how desperate Desperation is when we get there.
Right.
Again, just from today's hands are just from one front to another. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Willie, I'm gonna be bartending there.
You decided that your career change in the past
Yeah,
60, 70 minutes?
I'm not career changing. I'm trying my hand at something else.
All right.
Different.
You're gonna leave being a marshal
Well, I didn't
to
say that
sling
either.
drinks.
I gotta. This is the farthest west I've ever been, sister.
And I asked the same question with the same vigor, friend. You're gonna leave being a marshal to sling drinks
I didn't. I just not gonna pour it in right away.
So you're going AWOL.
Yeah, you don't go AWOL. I'm just taking a break. I've done a lot. I've done a lot in a lot of places, and my nerves are shot, and I need a little.
Everybody's
different
deserving of a good holiday, but just not checking in seems like a bit of a.
Well, I'm gonna report and say that, hey, we got Watts, and I'm on the lead of someone else, and then off I'll go. I do that quite often, actually.
So you're gonna lie?
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Sounds like
need to find somebody in desperation.
Sounds like he's gonna lie.
So
No, I won't let you lie, Mr. DuPont. But if there is a lead that you need, I've got a name. I'd just rather not say it here.
We got a lead, huh?
Yeah.
Time I try to get out, and his ears perk up a little bit, but
Yeah. It is just you around the table at this point. The judge has gotten up and is chatting with people at the bar.
well, I could do both, right? Can't I do both?
You can be multi-talented.
Right. Thank you, Willie.
You're welcome.
Yes, but I'm familiar enough with the marshal's office that you should always file your reports, and they typically want more paperwork than you're willing to do.
Oh, Doc, they don't make me do paperwork. I'm too good for that.
they don't make you, or you just don't do it?
You saw that bullet in Watts' eye, right? Maybe both. I don't know. My handwriting ain't great. I was a soldier, damn it.
Well, listen, let's now that we're around the table and we're just friends here, Lie, you got to remember that you killed Eli Watts, but I killed him too.
That's true. You did kill him. You killed the ghost of Eli Watts. I killed the real man.
Yeah. I don't know which makes a better story, but
I think yours is probably a little better now that I think about it. I
You
should
know,
have said that
really,
out loud.
I'm interested. How many things you killed?
I don't kill anything.
Mhm.
I try to I walk a line, sister. I walk a line and I put one boot in front of the other. And if something gets on my line, I make it get off.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's arithmetic involved. A lot of addition.
That's not good.
Maybe for you.
Yeah, subtraction for the person that stepped on my
I'm
line.
capable of doing mathematics, and your math ain't adding up. You're talking around the issue. You do or you do not kill things.
Sister, you know that I do, in fact, in the life of something that steps on my line. But as far as specific numbers now, that's a personal, private affair between a man and his weapon.
Is that what you call it? You're right. We don't have to count. Do you know for a fact that everything you kill is bad?
Do you know for a fact that everything you save is good?
No. The point of saving it's trying to get it to be good. I hope that the ones I'm saving aren't good.
Well, seems that you and I are in the same boat, different oar.
But you always sure when you pull that trigger.
I'm sure that I am breathing as soon as I pull said trigger. Beyond that, sister, it may sound callous, it may sound cold, but as long as I am getting older and not colder, everything's good in the world.
It is quaint.
I've heard you say that before, Willie.
Sort of a catchphrase. Hashtag it.
It's a good one. He's right, sister. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there that need dying.
That's a t-shirt when they come out in 150 years.
I'm sort of with the sister here that I prefer folks alive, but there are definitely things that don't need to be crawling around this earth. But at the same time, sister, I have a feeling that you're trying to get at something.
I might have been approached this evening by a spirit. Not the spirit, of course, but a messenger, you might call it. They alluded to the fact that, well, we're a bit outnumbered because the last divine warrior sent down from the good side was in fact slain by you.
Now, see, that's a good story.
Is it now? It is significantly more difficult to maintain balance when a divine warrior that was supposed to be here is not.
For the sake of the standing and the talling of your tail, sister, did the spirit that visited you, did they say anything about the second chapter of this story?
They did not, which is why I knew if I brought it to your attention, you would enlighten me.
Oh, I'm not the storyteller.
But I'm all ears, and I have tequila in my system.
I think we need to take this to a private room.
Is there anybody else in here?
Well, actually, funny you should say that. You look around, so you see that there's still a farmer or two here, and Judge Clark is now railing against these damned false judges in Texas, apparently, it's like he got into a tussle with or something. It's kind of weird, hard to explain. And then it's like every now and then you just hear him yell out "dead bastards" or something. It's hard to. He's getting sort of he's getting sort of illegible. But then there's like a couple of couriers. One of them is there's like a couple of couriers saying goodbye to each other, and one of them is staying and kind of looking over it with interest. And then that is when Professor Moon comes into view. And he's just walked in, and he's looking around, and his eyes light on your table.
I nod and I say, "The gentleman I so blatantly told you about."
Oh, not interrupting anything, am I?
Not at all.
We were between hands, weren't we, gentlemen?
Between stories, I think.
Sure. Takes the hat off. Sets the chips up.
Yeah, he's got a cigarillo.
Join us, Professor Moon. Join us, please. I'm U.S. Marshal.
Today, tomorrow, he's going to be...
I noticed your little wagon over there.
Quite. I didn't know if there'd be any folks around might be of interest. I'm always happy to sell, but I'm mostly here to just give my horse a rest and find somewhere to sort of lie down for the night.
So how lucky are you feeling?
Oh, I'm eminently lucky.
Eminently lucky. Well, considering what I've paid out already, Let's make the stakes 50 cents.
Damn it.
Sounds right. Fine.
She
The
always
sister
is.
sits this one out and sips champagne in the background.
Okay.
Willie doesn't want to cost the doc any more money, and because he is unskilled at all things cards and everything that's not guns, he will he will sit out and sip champagne too. Why not mix
With
every
everyone
liquor?
else sipping the Doc's champagne, he switched to whiskey.
I'm definitely in.
All right.
He takes it. He's getting pretty. He's about ready to go up there with that judge and start rabble rousing about all sorts of things too.
Oh Lord, if we're gonna get into rabble rousing, the sister. Oh,
Keep drinking, sister.
So dealing out a couple of hands, and let's see what the gambling gods have in store for us.
Excellent. So let's see. I think I'm actually going to break this up into a couple of parts. I'm going to make a little roll. Okay. All right. And so, yeah, go ahead and as he's sort of sitting down for this initial bit of gambling, he's sort of sitting and chatting a little bit. So, yeah, go ahead and do those of you who are participating, do your gambling rolls.
nice.
You are getting so lucky.
You're so
on your...
damn lucky tonight.
Dude, did I win?
Did I?
Are you the
Was
only
it
one?
That's just the
me?
way
Did
it
I
goes.
do
guess,
that?
I guess I'm just lucky.
Are you the only one
Eminently
playing?
lucky. Is what
Are
he
you
says.
are you the only one playing against him?
Yeah,
now?
it's just Elijah, Erasmus, and because I rolled mine. Mine was
Oh, you did. Okay, you already
mighty
rolled it.
The
five.
Excellent.
Oh my God, fingers crossed.
So, an interesting thing here
Oh God.
I'm watching you, Moon.
is that an interesting thing that happens here is that yeah, you're actually going to get let's see, just Jim does math. Yeah, you're going to get actually $2.50 out of it.
Well, damn.
Well, damn. Put it on the bar.
As he said, and he's like, well, guess the luck's not as with me. Guess the luck's not as with me tonight, but you're going to give me a chance to win that back, right?
Sure. Where are you from, Professor?
A bit here and there, but I come most recently out of Salt Lake City.
Mm.
Oh, you're from the White Haven.
As some call it, yes.
I see. What's the word with them folks?
Well, the word is, well, there's a lot of, there's a good deal of celebration that's been going on. You heard that one of our, I will admit I'm a little bit biased as I do service for them, but Wasatch won the Great Rail Wars, so there's been rather a lot of productivity lately. It's been pretty good.
Hmm.
So things have been going okay. There's always a little bit of tension. If you're sort of in that, I don't know if you've been there before. There's always a little bit of tension from the folks outside the city, inside the main city.
Yeah,
When that
I've read a
happens,
good deal.
yeah. And so I usually head out to junkyard, they call it, to try to. I spend most of my time there trying to help out those folks. A lot of very good, very smart people out there, all sort of working on their own kind of their own things. Um, some fascinating stuff you can find if you know where to look.
Mm. So where you headed, Professor?
I am aiming toward. I'm aiming toward this little town called Desperation. I have heard that there is some business perhaps starting to pick up there. I thought I'd give it a try instead of just heading to Santa Fe like I always do this time around.
Hmm. That's a fun coincidence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on my way there. One
Ah,
myself in a game similar to this one. A gambling hall.
really?
Uh-huh.
Well, I commend you, sir. I commend you, sir. You may see me there if I take to this.
Well,
I guess we'll find out if I take to it or not.
that's fair. But I'm guessing you're heading out tomorrow, bright and early?
Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let me trade alongside you just to make certain safety in numbers.
I'd always welcome that.
All right. Well,
Shall we go for another round?
sure.
Okay.
Same stakes.
All right. Okay.
Oh hell, why not? Should quit while I'm
Alright.
ahead, but I'm a.
But he's so charming.
I would like to spend a chip,
All right.
a white one.
All right.
I'm not gonna spend. You got me on this one.
Okay.
Pope's like, damn it, I took points in this skill. It's got to pay off.
I will now roll.
What are we playing? We playing stud?
I
Yes.
think, yeah. All right. Let me see what I'm spending before I actually spend it.
Garbage. He folds.
All right. Yeah, we'll spend this one. Well, before I spend that, let me roll the other one. There it is. Okay, yeah, now I will spend that. Oh, that's much better. Okay. So yes, this time Moon wins. So let's see, we have a 5, we have
Here's your
a
250
minus,
back.
we have a 0. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Moon. You got your money back.
So yeah, I got an 8. And you got a 0 on this. So that's actually going to be 50 cents times 8, which is $4.
Oh, Ford, kind of a bit. Here you go, Moon. So what you got out there you're selling out there,
Many
Moon?
thanks. Oh, all manner of things, all manner of tonics and elixirs, and also different new science devices for folks that use them. I do have some ammo for folks who are interested in that, various types, and a few other sort of bits of equipment, various home gear, different devices to make things easier on folks.
You an independent professor, or do you work with somebody?
I am a reseller for Hellstrom Industries.
Heard of them before, Doc?
Most everyone who knows anything does.
Yeah. Yep, they're up. For those who in the know, Hellstrom Industries is run by Dr. Darius Hellstrom out of Salt Lake City. It is the premier new science company that produces all manner of devices. Their primary thing recently is that the railroad that they own, Wasatch, won the Great Rail Wars about a year ago, going into making them the first to make the Transcontinental Railroad go from the east all the way to the city of Los Angeles in the west.
Put it simply, Mr. DuPont, Hellstrom's a genius. But with that genius, in equal parts measure, he's a ruthless man.
That true, Mr. Moon? You work for a ruthless man?
Well, some folks say in business it's a good thing to be ruthless. Some say it's, some have a varying opinion. For me, their products sell.
Oh, they most definitely sell. I have an unfortunate habit of being informed, and I'm fairly certain, by at least the sister standards, I know precisely where Hellstrom's retiring to in the afterlife. Downs his drink.
Oh, that may be so. That may be so. Still, you got to do what you have to get by, right?
I don't know if those settlers would see it the same way, or the natives, or the folks that were just trying to make a living working for one of the other companies. You know what happens when a Gatling pistol rips through a body? I do. I think that's enough gameplay for me. Excuse me, Professor. I think I'm going to retire upstairs.
So the funny thing about this bar is there is no upstairs.
Out back?
This is literally a shack. You can, of course, ask around if you would like to find. There is a boarding house.
I'll find the boarding house.
It is across the street.
I will stumble my way there.
Okay. As you are heading across the street, you will notice it's night has fallen. It's been fallen for a while. You will see that there are a couple of folks sort of have just come riding in. They're hitching up their horses. So big, sort of brutish men. One of them has an eye patch, and they're heading into the saloon.
Taking a long, hard look at those men. They all carrying?
They are carrying, yes. They have guns. They don't have them out. They're at their hips.
Still gonna make my way to the boarding house.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm going to go to sleep anytime soon.
All right. Back in the bar, one of you has been approached by one of the couriers. That's the one courier that's remaining there, and she is going to let's see. She's going to lean. She probably, I think, is going to approach either Willie or the sister. The sister was sitting outside of that group, so she'll probably approach the sister.
Okay.
And just sort of ask, I heard they were saying that something weird just was happening at the cemetery over there. Is everyone here all right?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
That's good. I know there's a lot out there that can cause folks problems.
That might be an understatement.
Oh yeah.
So, what brings you to
There's a lot.
here? The sister kind of gestures. What brings you here?
Yeah. she'll just sort of look over, and actually Willie can also hear this as you kind of sort of you disengaged from that conversation earlier as well. I think that Elijah and the doc were sort of at that one table, and so this is kind of toward the end of all that. And she says, "Oh, I'm heading down to Santa Fe. I'm making a delivery. It's got a certified letter, but I'm gonna have to get back on the horse and try to get as far as I can tonight before too much else happens, unfortunately. But you know, they get what they pay for. But no, I've seen some strange things out too, and I just heard tell that there of some odd things in the well, you know, you hear through the grapevine.
I do, though I can honestly say gossip is not my specialty.
She nods.
Who you delivering to, if you mind me asking?
Oh, she's just sort of looking through her pockets.
Yeah, if I say anybody here, or you just passing through?
Oh no, I'm just passing through. Uriah Waitley. That's the guy's name. Yeah. For anyone who's spent some time in the area of Dodge City, that name actually sounds a tiny bit familiar.
I was about to say if there's a rule to recall that or have general knowledge.
Oh, yeah. You can roll your common knowledge.
I can do that, in fact.
Everyone's got common knowledge.
2, 5. Look at that. Look at Willie go.
Look at me and my common knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you actually met the guy before. Strange fellow. He's a hunchback. He's a lawyer. He usually operates out of sort of that sort of Ford County, Kansas.
Yeah.
But he travels a lot. He also is very fond of hunting. Willie in particular has sort of heard him occasionally tell stories about going out and hunting weird beasts.
He's a hunter. He likes to go out and find extraordinary beasts and where to kill them.
That would make a mighty fine title for a book. Oh.
I'll pass it along in my memoirs. Perhaps it'll trigger something in somebody.
Common knowledge and bullets.
Right.
Yeah. I've got a package I gotta take out to him. Not sure.
Well,
not my business to worry about it.
Are dangerous, so be careful.
Well, you too. Saw a lot of. I heard that there was a big fire burning in the cemetery earlier.
Consider it a celebration.
Okay. All right. That's good. I was worried it was. Well. There's things that make fire sometimes, you know.
Merely precautionary. Just half the truth.
All right, no, that's good to know. Good to know. Yeah, you know how things get. We gotta have to just be careful. You see folks in like robes of different colors that kind of sometimes will
robes of different color.
That'll sometimes precede a particularly uncontrollable fire or something similar. Anyway, you know, you wander around long enough, you see things, you have no idea if they're related to anything, but yeah, just watch yourselves out there. And she's getting ready to turn, and these two big guys come into the bar, black dusters, well, actually sort of gray black. You just sort of up to the side. They're the sort of mean-looking individuals, and they look up at the. They look up at Pauline, and the one of them who has an eye patch just says whiskey. And Pauline pours a couple of things of whiskey for them, and just tosses a coin idly down, and just starts drinking.
I make eyes at Willie and Elijah to make sure they all eyes.
Might be time to bed down. Get a little shut eye.
Do I recognize either one of these?
I think. Let me see what you have here, real quick, because you might. I think I'm gonna go, because this is you. I'm gonna go with notice. I'm probably going to be looking for a fairly high number on this, but we'll see. We'll see what you get.
Oof. I will. I'm not going to re-roll that. Actually, I'm going to save my chips just in case we get to
Gotcha.
shooting.
There is something in the back of your mind that it's like there's something,
I'll walk up to the bar.
but you're not sure.
Oh shit!
Oh, damn it.
This is. Well,
I'll be right back, Willie. I'm just getting a drink.
Yeah, you go up to the bar, and Pauline turns to you like, Marshall, she says slightly louder than
Oh
everyone here.
shit!
How do, ma'am? And he kind of like just glances over at him. Gentlemen, I'll take another
Marshall.
shot of whiskey. You've been serving me right tonight, Pauline.
I quickly to this woman that walked in that's carrying all these letters and stuff. I simply lean over and I go, you might want to find yourself back on the road sooner rather than
I think
later.
it's a good time for that, probably. Good luck. She turns and she heads out immediately.
Are the
Get the
sisters?
innocent one out.
So
Elijah would lean over to the bartender or the waitress or the bartender and say, I'm so glad we got rid of that Eli Watts. That son bitch had to go.
Let me see. Let me make a roll really quick. Dee.
And Elijah will look back at Willie and wink at him.
Willie's not taking his eyes off the two guys that have come in, Eye Patch and Eye Patch's friend. But as soon as he and the sister are alone, he would lean back in his chair or against the wall and lean down into tip of the hat, kind of keeping one eye on them. And he says to the sister, story is that an angel and a devil got themselves killed by a stagecoach.
She nods, takes that in for a moment. Says, well, rumor has it that you were driving that stagecoach.
No. They just stepped on my line.
It don't make him any less an angel or a demon.
To be fair, I didn't know that.
Well, now you do. I hope you sleep well tonight, Willie.
Afraid those days are long past, sister.
Ain't that the damned truth? She lets out a sigh and looks back over at the gentleman still sipping at the bar.
Yeah, they don't seem to. When Marshall, when you mentioned Watts, they kind of were like,
Okay.
and they just sort of chuckle, and then one of them says, when just sort of the one with the eye patch looks up, yeah, I'll buy a round for the Marshal here.
Oh, well, thank you. If you don't mind me asking, how'd you lose the one eye there, sir?
Oh, sometimes you ain't as careful with your toothpick as you gotta be.
Huh. It's an awful big toothpick. All right, well, thank you. I'll take that drink. You're mighty nice.
And he does. Pauline just sort of pulls down. It's another shot of whiskey for you.
Jesus.
He taps it on the bar. You gentlemen have a fine evening. And he's just taking a real long look at him. He goes,
Yeah.
they're all right. And he kind of like that dude.
Do you, now, just out of curiosity, would you like to make an intimidation roll here?
Nah, you ain't even try to intimidate him. Yeah, they brought
Right.
him a drink. He's good with that.
Oh, Lord.
They do him a Marshall. They didn't seem scared, apparently.
Your values are so skewed. Knowing these are bad guys is fun. They're fine. They bought me a drink.
They bought me a drink. They're good. Hey, they're just minding their business. That's all they're doing.
Yeah,
He's a
they're
bartender.
fine.
He's not a marshal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't go shooting everybody, sister. Jeez.
I didn't say shoot him, but I also didn't say accept a drink from him, Lord.
I will say, after having studied them for a minute, they do have the look about them of like people who could potentially cause trouble, but they don't look as though they are about to necessarily, but they look the type. I'll put it
If I
that
went
way.
around,
They're a type you're familiar with.
intimidating everybody that looked like trouble, boy, oh boy, there'd be nobody left out here. Even the doc looks like he's trouble.
I think the doc's still out in the street, just sort of watching this.
Like, I imagine the dog just comes up over a windowsill.
You just see top hat, Doc.
Eyes.
Like went into the boarding house, paid for a stay, and then he's gone over to the livery.
Okay,
and
the
by
livery
this-
is kind of out of earshot of the bar, just so you'll know. It's way past it.
He has
behind it
walked
and sort of
he
to
has
the
walked
north.
down there. He has got the multi-barreled shotgun slung over one arm, just loading it, and walking back.
Yeah, you got it. You're ready.
Listen, he'd lose two eyes. He'd be blind if we get done with him. So he's all right.
Also loading slugs.
Range.
Well, if they're not causing problems, the sister's gonna continue in cordial conversation.
Yeah, it looks like they are. There definitely looks like there is something up with them, but it's not. They don't seem to be doing anything right now.
Can I do a notice roll or anything here, Jim, to see if they're like casing the joint, if they're planning to wait us out?
Yeah,
or...
go ahead. Do notice.
Shit.
They are absolutely casing the joint.
Right.
They are going to.
I've gone
These
cross-eyed.
are dangerous outlaws, and they are about to do something terrible.
Kill them all. Right. Listen, I'm drunk as hell. Let's just go and follow the doc. Doc had a great idea. Find the boarding house, find a bed, lay down, and he looks at the sister. Dream the dream of babes.
You think I dream of babes?
I know I do.
Oh.
So you look awful familiar to me now that I keep looking at you all night long. Something about you I just can't put my finger on.
Who?
Me?
You, sister.
Should tug a little bit out of rope's side. Just a sister.
Okay.
You spent much time at the church? Or in a hospital bed?
Only in the war.
Jesus.
Where most men.
Elijah, you're looking at everybody tonight. I mean, you're checking out Eye Patch Man, checking out the sister.
Well, that's my damn job.
That's not your job. You're a bartender. Remember?
That's
Remember the
right.
occupational
you
change?
Professions.
Listen, Sam Malone was a pitcher and a bartender too.
What? You're
Lord,
one of
is
the
that
pictures.
is that
That's not my answer. Damn it, Willie, I can't help it. If
You can't turn it
I do
off, can
something,
you?
I gotta say something. I can't. You know me. I'm drinking. And I'm taking this bottle with me, by the way.
well you paid for it. Maybe we just many people tell me I got one of those faces.
Yeah, but I'm usually pretty good at remembering things. But whatever.
Yes. Whatever.
You could tell Elijah does not like to sleep.
He probably an insomniac hardcore.
Yeah, he is. You could tell he's like.
Sister also doesn't like to sleep.
You guys go ahead. If you want to leave, I'm gonna drink another one or so. But
Shit, Elijah, I can't leave you in a bar with two guys you're walking up to. I'm a marshal. I killed so and so, and then I'm gonna leave you sit here.
I was just trying to get I was trying to get a ral out of him.
I can always sit with him.
Yeah, but sister, I don't want to be putting coins on both your eyes tomorrow.
I'm capable.
I know you're capable. He's drunk.
Oh, Willie, I can
drunk.
I can shoot.
I ain't shooting nobody.
Straight or narrow.
I was sitting around telling stories, smoking cigarettes, but
If you want to go, rest your head. Nobody's stopping you.
hell, who's just gonna lean back? He's gonna pull his hat down.
Willie. Yeah, he's like, yeah. He kind of grabs Willie. Come on, Willie.
I ain't drinking no more.
I think now is also the time for anyone who has perhaps gotten back in range to observe all of this, or has had an opportunity to look at all of these gentlemen, to make one more notice roll if they so desire.
Sure.
I would very much like a notice roll. I don't think I've actually made one yet.
There, somebody did it. Poke did it.
There we
4.
go. There we
Nicely
go.
done.
Erasmus, these individuals appear to be waiting for, as far as you can tell, they are waiting for the marshal and his friends to leave the bar.
Fuck. I was not muted. I apologize.
Just gonna waltz on in. Gonna have the shotgun just like in its sling slung behind my back.
Hey, Doc's back.
Oh, he's got a goddamn shotgun.
He does got a shotgun. You all right?
Yeah, Pauline is just sort of like looks a little around, confused a little bit now when the
Seeing
shotgun is in.
The tensions start to rise. Just walked in with a shotgun.
Doc, where you go with that shotgun?
I smack his hand like a good nun, and I get up and I go to the bar by these two men.
Just goes over, like, ignoring these two. Ignoring Willie and Elijah.
Okay, we are going to have to kill him.
Just takes the hat off, goes over in the corner, puts the hat right by the chair, sits down, just relaxes.
Yeah. The sister.
Just getting comfy.
Can I see you? Are you in like eye shot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm taking, like, if there was a king commanding this area, I am sitting upon a throne of sin.
Got it. Okay, great. Yeah, I look at you like eyes on you, seeing you. And I walk up to the bar to the two men and I simply say, it's a fine evening.
It's all right. I reckon it's probably going to rain in a bit.
You simply passing through?
Yeah, sister, just passing through.
It's depending on which way you're headed. It's a long, hard road.
We've seen that. We've seen them kind of roads before.
You wear it on your face.
That we do.
You come through these parts often?
The one next to him, who's got like a kind of a 10 o'clock shadow, basically, is just starts to like, snickers a little, and the one with the eye patch just like knocks him for a second. He's like,
I'm sorry. Did I say something funny?
No, sister, no. No, we come this way from time to time. Not too often.
Well, it's a right bit crowded in here. Busy night for a small town. Is our snake oil salesman still in here too?
Yes, he's actually yes, actually he is at this point he is sitting in the sort of off to the side talking to he's been talking to, let's see, Blake is gone, so he's talking to like the one farmer who's left here.
Who's kind of left?
Yeah. There's like one farmer, there's there's Professor Moon, and then there's everyone else. That's basically it. And just the folks in the party and these two guys and Pauline. That's it.
Real quick, Willie would lean over to Elijah and be like, "They just laughed at the sister, and the doc's getting comfortable. This is not going to go well."
Good will for them. Does the bartender look nervous?
She does. Just a little bit. She's not like, it's not like in complete fear of her life nervous, just more like, I'm going to have to clean in a moment, aren't I, type nervous.
Yeah. The sister looks at her and says, "That wine you brought out earlier, the one you keep in the back, I sure could use another bottle."
So I
want to
like
get
you
her out of
to-
here.
Yeah. I think that
Persuasion?
I'm going to have you roll persuasion, yeah, for
I
this.
can do that. I can do that. I got a 5.
She looks up and she's like, "Yes, I can go and get that. Yeah. If you're quite sure you want it."
In fact, too, I have a feeling it may be a long night.
All right. Well, if you can't, and she sort of is turning around. She's grabbing one or two bottles just off the shelf, just sort of surreptitiously. She does so, like as though she's cleaning them. She says,
Mhm.
"Well, if you can't trust a woman to the cloth with to oversee your bar for a few minutes, who can you trust, eh? Everyone, anyone need topped off? Yeah. All right, I'll be right back." She turns and she heads toward the back, and there is a back door. She heads out.
Great. Now that we're clear of innocence people in the room, the rest of them can say it innocent. The sister kind of turns and looks. Hadn't made a move, and their weapons aren't drawn, so she can't really do anything.
Can Elijah would stand up. "All right, boys, what's your business here?"
You're kind of looking at each other.
He would stand up and ask them, "What's your business here?"
Does it matter? You're just drinking. Just drinking, Marshall.
Well, it appears you're looking for something. I think they're about to close on up. Why don't you guys get up on out of here?
Sort of look at each other. We just heard tell they were selling a special kind of tequila here. We were thinking about buying a bottle.
Just
Right.
one buck.
It wouldn't
Did you
happen.
folks, did someone actually, let me just to clarify this, did one of you already purchase the bottle of the whole bottle? Okay, yeah, it was $5
Yeah.
of Rattler tequila. Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, I already drank from that too. Oops.
Oh yeah. It's yeah. So they're so you just said to them that no special bottles here. Is that what you said? What did you say?
It's come quite a long way for tequila.
Well, sometimes you hear things are special, and we were passing through anyway. Thought we'd check it out.
Where'd you hear such things?
Don't remember really. Somebody.
Right. Another one of those through the grapevine.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I bought that bottle.
Oh. Don't suppose you'd be interested in reselling it, would you?
Yeah, $20.
And you see, like, it's sort of like sort of this look he gives you with his eye. Like,
It's real good.
I would like you to make a. I think that you may use intimidation if you wish, but otherwise, I'm going to ask you to roll spirit.
Very intimidating. So, I guess I will roll in spirit.
Oh.
And I will, yeah, I'll stick with that. Why not?
All right. This is an opposed roll.
Oh, spirit.
Okay.
Outlaw. So he's an outlaw.
Quite possibly.
Okay.
I think it's become fairly obvious by now. That's the main
Yeah,
reason
we've
I've started using the sheet.
Slowly figured it out.
And so just sort of looks and says, how about 10? And we walk right away with it.
Nah, I gotta have 20.
I don't mean to barge in on your quaint banter, but what if you sit and drink with us instead? We share it.
You sort of look at each other. I need you to roll persuasion for me, please.
It's a fine idea, sister.
Can they actually hold their damn liquor? Who knows? Who knows? A 4, solid 4.
All right. It's a persuasive enough argument. I'm going to make a roll here just to see.
Nothing wrong with drinking. Oh my God. You rolled a
Holy crap.
19?
He has like
Jesus
sudden amazing insight.
Christ.
What is this, the Mark Twain gang?
Yeah,
I know,
the sister's
right?
being genuine. She's not
I'm going to
lying.
start-
She wants him to sit and drink.
They begin quoting. they begin reciting from Faust. So as this is, so they're just sort of looking at this. They're sort of eyeing you, and they're like, let me know genuinely what is the sister's intention to
Have them stay and drink with us, because 1, I feel like if we get them drunk enough, we'll learn what we need to, and 2, it won't force us into a firefight over whether the bottle's worth 10 or 20 damn dollars.
That's fair. So I think given that role, is just going to look at these sort of, they're going to look at each other, and so the one on the left is going to be like, no, I don't. And again, the guy with the eye patch is like, no. We'd best get back on the road, I think. Just sort of glancing around. But maybe we'll be able to find some we can afford a little bit later. It's $20 a little steep. We
Suit
can
yourself.
we'll think about getting see if we can get it elsewhere, but pleasure meeting y'all, and good job taking out that that creature Watts, the demon they call him, yeah.
Just a
Good
man.
job with that. Glad someone got him off the board. And he just sort of looks and he says, "Come on, let's go." They finish their drinks. They set them down. And they're going to start. They're going to start moving away.
Willie will
well,
follow him out to the porch. Just
I'm
smoke.
sorry, Greg. Could you repeat that?
Willie's just going to follow him out to the porch.
All right. No, they're heading out. They're heading toward a hitching post where they've got a couple of horses.
Tried to get him to drink with us. I wasn't interested.
Will you make a notice roll for me, please?
Yep. Son of a biscuit. His rattlesnake tequila robbed me of my vision.
Would you like to spend something on that or no?
Nah.
As we're close to the end. All right.
I'm quick enough to get the.
No, it's fine. No, it's just they seem to be saying something to each other. You can't quite make out what it is.
Yeah. Oh, well, if we're at the. I spent a white chip. Then thank you, Jim.
All right.
We get those back, don't we?
Yep.
Yep.
Let me see if I can roll this worse.
Use it and lose it.
4. Oh my
4.
wow.
Okay. There you go.
My vision's
There you
coming
go.
back.
Yeah, you can slowly your vision and your hearing, strangely enough.
What?
As you hear, you can just barely make out what they're saying as they get on. As the one with the unshaven one is saying, "Dang it, Lucas, I could have taken him." He's like, "Shut up, Peyton. You know who you can take and who you can't. Odds weren't too good in there. That's all right. We need to get going." Stephen will want to know that there's these folks are out here.
Steven. Fuck is Steven.
I don't really want to know if they're out there.
I know. Are you sure?
Want to know if these folks are out here? Is that what he said?
Yeah, they want to know if these folks. Yeah, Steven will want to know if these folks are out here.
Yeah. And
Well,
they're getting on their horses.
Jim, you can end it here, but Willie's going to look around using that notice roll. Is there any law looking around here or any?
Out here, no.
Oh, only the drunk one you're with.
And the eyes of a sister.
I mean, they're still, they're probably a little inside, but that's. No one's out here.
I'm out on the porch, guys.
Well,
I'm out.
no one's out here on the porch except. Well, you do spot. You probably. Where is Erasmus right now?
I'm sure Doc can see me. Doc has a
Yeah.
good perch.
Doc's got a good perch. Doc's keeping an eye on these guys. The hat's just a little low, but he's got the one eye peeled right on them. And if Willie's just kind of standing leering there, Hank's gonna just ever so slowly go back and grab the butt of the shotgun and just give a hard look in that direction.
Okay. They're going to attempt to get on their horses. Are you going to do anything?
As soon as they each get 1 foot in a stirrup in a compromising position, Willie's going to say, "Hey, Lucas. Hey, Peyton. Eat shit." And he's going to shoot them both.
Ah, excellent. Okay. So I'm going to say that since you succeeded at that, you actually have the drop on them. So you're going to get a free round here in before you can do anything. Also, you're going to get a +4 to this shot.
Then, if that's the case, I'm going to go for 2 headshots then.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that'll very neatly cancel those out. So yeah. Go ahead and make your shooting roll.
Okay, 8 for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
5 for the second one.
Both of those hit. Let's have some damage.
That's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second one.
Nice.
All right.
Wow.
Let's see.
It's like 12 and 13.
Yeah, the second one you got the raise on, so that's a 13. The first one is a 7. And just checking how they are. Yeah, no, that's going to be fine. So the first one, which is the one with the eye patch, you fire, you knock him off you knock him sprawling off onto the other side of his horse. The second one you nail in the head, and he just immediately goes down. The one with the eye patch, Lucas, is now he's crawling, trying to get back up.
Here, Willie.
We're going to do a quick little bit of a card drawing here. I just want to see who's faster.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oops.
Lucas is going to get a shot off at you.
I get 2 cards, don't I?
Well, you do. You're right. You are so right. Let's see what that other card is.
I'll take a...
See what that other card is. That other card is a jack. So he is going to just get a shot off at you.
Okay.
He's quickly is like grabs his gun, he reaches up with his gun, and he shoots. And he does not get the 10. He only gets a 3, so he misses. So you will get your next shot off if you so desire.
I do so desire. I'm going for a called shot on the hand. Can I do that with the first shot?
You can. You totally can.
It's -4 though, right?
It's I think the hand, the arm is actually I think it might only be -2.
Okay, so -2 to whatever I roll with this. Oops,
Yeah.
this roll. Yeah, so 8.
Yeah, that's a hit with a raise.
Okay. I don't know if I roll damage with that or not, but oh shit.
You totally can. Yeah. Basically, yeah, you have shot his hand off. As you do this, it's like and he passes out.
I go over and pour a little bit of that tequila that I took off the table, the rattlesnake, on his face. It's good, ain't it? Hey, Peyton. Who's Steven?
Son of the devil himself.
Shit, I've heard that one before.
And he rolls over. He's like clutching his hand. He is not going to be able to get up and do anything else at this point.
Getting out there, shotgun drawn.
Elijah running. I saw him draw on him.
Oh, hell. All right.
I'm a U.S. Marshal. I saw these 2 draw on this man. He's kind of like...
The sister looks at you.
What, sister?
And she looks at both of you standing in the doorway.
So a light comes on, sort of a little lamp. A lamp seems to come on in the boarding house. And you
Shoot him in
see...
the bar, sister.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was shooting, I'm at least walking to the door.
Yeah, no, yeah, there was shooting.
I gotta see what
out
happened.
there, but it's, yeah,
I hate to interrupt.
go ahead.
How bad does Peyton look?
Actually, this is Lucas. Peyton's
Lucas.
dead.
Oh, how bad does Lucas look? Can I?
He's bleeding out. He's not
Okay.
doing well.
In that case, it's just shaking the head and then rushing across, back to the boarding house, grabbing his doctor's bag. That'll take a while.
The judge is actually now is woken up as a result of this. He's coming out of his room in the boarding house, and he's like, "What's happening? What's going on?"
If he's actually alive, I will probably go over to him and attempt to tend to him.
Okay. So This is going to be a heal check. He's basically he's on death's doorstep right now, basically. So.
Okay, you know what? I look at him first and I go, I told you should have stayed for the drink.
He's like, I should have listened. You can attempt to heal him if you wish. It's up to you, but he looks like the ghost is about to go.
He's about to go. Actually, I'll give him a choice. Would you like me to try to save you?
Sorry, sister. Ain't nothing gonna save me.
That may be true.
And that's when he goes still. Erasmus, you do get over there just in time to see him expire.
Elijah would look at Willie like with a concerned look, like, "Damn, what'd you do?" Like he's kind of like looking at him like, kind of a mess here.
The sister stands up, walks over to Willie. I am gonna say they was good men, but they did not draw a gun on you. And now, you just added 2 dead bodies to the army of the dead.
Yeah. Way I look at it, sister. Even if they're dead, long as they stay off my line, we'll be square. These two.
It ain't about your line no more.
It's always about the line.
Can we do this not in the middle of the street?
He's like, everybody stand back.
Willie?
He goes to try to take care of the judge if he sees the judge.
Yeah, the judge is coming out drunkenly.
Elijah would intercept the judge immediately.
Are there any actions that can be taken after, like, as soon as they've died to attempt to keep them from turning? Other than burning the bodies?
You can take out you can cut the head off. Or you can just make sure. The main thing is that the brain doesn't survive, so you could shoot the head if you wanted to.
Knife it.
Done and done with the first one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the first one's already got it. The sister, yeah, right. I'll look at Elijah and say, would you?
Yeah, he pulled out his Bowie knife and puts it in the brain. He says, "Seen this a lot before." And he wipes it off. And he's still kind of looking at Willie like, "Damn, Willie."
Right? And the sister looks at Willie and she says, the spirit tonight, they told me that you can still be saved. You believe that, Willie?
You say it, sister? Of course I believe it.
It ain't about me. Do you believe it? Because they may have not been good men. But you are not judge, jury, and executioner. You had no right to shoot them.
Well,
you add to the army of the dead. You were working on the wrong side of the line.
That's the thing, sister. I'm not on a side. That's the glory of the line. One side, there's that side. On the other side, there's that side. But me, I just walk the line.
Appreciate that. But in all war, eventually you have to choose a side.
That will be an interesting day.
And I hope I'm there to witness it, Willie. More importantly, I hope I am there to bring you to the right side of the line. Until then, keep your trigger finger away from your gun, especially from people that don't deserve it. Because now we gotta bury 2 more bodies. Actually, better yet, Willie, you get to bury 2 more bodies. And I kind of clap him on the chest. It's like, you can dig those holes tonight. I'm on a rest. We had a long hour.
I'm gonna search it before we dig.
Yes. Stephen, could you roll 2d6 and add them together?
Yeah.
They had a total between them of $5.
Oh, no paperwork, no nothing.
No,
before.
no, nothing like that. No, they had guns, and they have
Horses.
They
have a couple of horses.
the dice tell the story. They had $5, just enough to buy a bottle of tequila.
That's right. I feel like that's the perfect place to end
That's the
this.
perfect place to end it. Yeah, we gotta. Yeah.
That's a good one.
What's a good one? Yeah.
Awesome. Excellent.
Man, oh man.
Yes, just enough for that bottle of tequila. They came too late. They arrived too late to get it. Oh, that was glorious. I'm sorry, folks, that we went over a bit, but I just had to see how that was all going to play out. I love playing with these people. This is wonderful. We're going to go around and do our outros. Any thoughts that we had about this session? A little bit of a quieter session. Was wanting to do that, get some character interaction in. A little bit, yeah. Well, okay, my version of a quieter session, to be fair. And we're going to go around, get any final thoughts about this episode and where folks can find you. And we shall start with Stephen.
Oh man, thank you. Love the last scene, GH. That was freaking awesome. I love all the interactions. I'm loving our characters. It's going to be a wild ride. I think the Desperation. So I'm going to buckle up and I'm just deciding how to marshal myself here because I like the power that it comes with. So thank you. I'll see you next week.
Awesome. And hey, Dot.
Hi. I'm good. This was a really fun episode. We needed a chance to just like shoot the shit, which was cool as a group. Yeah, I'm Little Red Dot. I'm a GM and a digital storyteller, and you can find me all across the internet on awesome networks just like this one, as well as my own Twitch channel where I roll dice and I tell stories. Yay!
Very cool. And Pope, hey.
Hey everybody, Pope here. Pope World Bill on the Twitter and on the Twitch. I lurk in all your streams. If you want to find me doing something completely different, Sundays over on Matt F7's channel, join us for the dreadful beat of DJ Strahd, where I play someone much more colorful and less armed. As for tonight, peaceful. A lot more happened than I was planning on. A lot more happened than I was expecting. And I have a feeling I'm going to be standing right beside Willie, digging some graves, making sure those lines are good and straight and 6 feet under. I think I got a couple of railroad ties I can throw on these fucks. But yeah, joyous. So glad to be back here in the Weird West. Love you all. Oh, wait. The whiskey's gone. Thank you all for watching over on the VOD, on YouTube, and here with us in chat. Love each and every one of you. You all take care. Catch you later.
I'm so worried that I'm driving Pope into an early grave between this and everything else that he's played in that I've run. I hope you're okay. I hope everything's gonna be okay. Keep living. Choose life. Damn it. Well, as for myself, before I hand things back off to Greg, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at Other Doc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find links to my various audio dramas, podcasts, things of that nature. And on my channel, we do a few different games On this month on Tuesday nights, we're playing Alas for the Awful Sea, short campaign we're doing this month. Sundays we do one shots. The one coming up this Sunday, hopefully if I can put it together, is going to be 50 Fathoms, which is another Savage World setting. If you like this system, it's the same system basically. And really looking forward to that. And for always recruiting for things, I've got like a few different things I've got signups for. So always, if you want to sign up for those, either go to my Twitch page, there's a link, or go to my website, there's a link. This is always a joy to run, and I am was very pleased to see how everybody interacted. This is very cool, and I cannot wait for us to get on the road and see what happens. Thank you very much, Greg.
I love the character so much. I love the opening scene because that was Willie's way in with the sister. That was what I needed to have. That I didn't like it to be Willie centric, of course, but I like that now I have a talking point with the sister, which is very, very nice. And she's my moral compass with the doc, who's just shakes his head. And so I'd like to think that if you mind me overstepping here, Jim, that it's almost like that shot in Raiders where you see everybody digging against like the electric skyline as and it's just Willie as the doc sits there, and there's just shaking of a head as the shovel goes in and comes out, and the shovel goes in and comes out. And so, I have a blast playing this. I love you all so much. These characters are very, very good. Steve, I thought we got to see the most out of Elijah of what he really is tonight. I thought I got a good beat on him, man. But anyway, Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, part of the Tales from the Grim team on the Twitch. A lot of fun things coming up. What I'm going to promote is this. On Wednesday nights coming up over the holiday season and from 2019 into 2020, we're going to be having a Watchmen mini campaign based on using Blades in the Dark. So be on the lookout for that. It's called Port of the Black Freighter. We have 10 of the Legion that will be coming into my 1985 that takes place the same time as the events in the original graphic novel. So it should be super duper fun as we get to see another little slice of the Watchmen universe. I can't wait for that. But everybody, join us back here. And then on Friday afternoons, Katie Faze is running Monsters of the Week, which is a super fun system. My first time doing it. Love it very much. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then back around the horn, everybody, on Monday, as we do it all again with Realms Remembered at 6. And of course, the Road to Desperation as we get on said road next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. But anything else? Cowpokes? Are we good? Well, then as our campfire goes down, there's only one thing left to say. You can't always roll nat 20s, but you sure can dig graves with your friends. And you can always role play. We'll see you next time, friends.